Welcome back to Peak Speed Lab 164, where gravity and mass meet friction and the ramp decides the result. Now I'll say ramps because we do have our second ramp in place. If you haven't seen the I guess the previous two videos, we did we here we go. Let's do this again. It's been a couple of days. We have the 164 scale quarter mile drag strip set up so that we've run the top 10 cars of the plastic wheels and then the top two so far of the rubber wheels. We'll finish those off. More update about that, but hopefully you're subscribed. Let me just do an interjection. Batmobile Silver Series still up for grabs. We are at, last I looked, 56 subscribers. Once we get to 66, I'm going to be doing the giveaway in honor of the 1966 casting here, the 1966 model of the Batmobile, but all of these come into this in this case, Silver Series. So also in other videos where we tested the Batmobiles, we had there was one video where I had like 4 models or 4 castings. The Silver Series actually beat out the Faster Than Ever by just ever so slightly amounts, and then a little bit more so on the drag strip. So we had the short form drag strip, and then we have the the 164 scale quarter mile drag strip, which is obviously the longer version than from the short form. So no cars racing today. This is more of an update video because we're going to be gone for a little bit over the holidays, and I wanted to leave you all with some updates. The Play Robotics starting gate for the 2-lane for the big drag strip arrived today. So now I'm going to need to get that set up, get that up and running and working. And then I need to get another batch of track sections so I can run the second lane. I've decided I'm just going to do it. So there's going to be some adjustments I'm going to need to make. I need to get some like wider board planks so that both lanes fit on comfortably. And, you know, I want to keep those steady because it gives these vehicles the best chance for running smoothly on the tracks. The geometry will all still be the same, so that's not going to change. The difference will be with the Play Robotics starting gate. As with the short form drag strip, we'll have the remote option for the 164 scale quarter mile drag strip so that I can actually be a little further away from the starting gate and get better angles of the runs that these cars make. So if you've seen the last couple of videos, you know it's kind of difficult to cover that much ground, especially because I do not have a, I talked about a rail system where, I could have like a rail and a camera mounted on it and it follows the cars all the way down. It is what it is. Also, I do have a couple of Easter eggs out there from earlier videos. Nobody has found them yet. So, hopefully sometime soon. Hopefully sometime soon. Okay, so let's see. What else do we have in the hopper? I'm going to just do a few little tidbits of some ideas that are going to be coming up. Again, this is more of an informational video. I've got some... I'm putting together like an emergency vehicle kind of a test. So we have the ambo here, for the paramedics. We have a vehicle here. This is like a beach patrol rescue. The Matchbox Volkswagen. I think there's a fire truck somewhere in here. If not, I'm going to try to find that. And I do have a couple other police vehicles that we're going to run. Got some old school cars that we're going to run. We got packs that we're still going to run. Look at this. We got some wagons. This is something that one of the other packs that my parents got me recently for my birthday. And the reason is one of my favorite cars ever. We had the Ford Gran Torino station wagon. Was like the coolest car ever. It's a car I learned to drive in when I was young. And it moved. It was a pretty beefy car. It was great to take long trips in because it was also comfy. What else do we have here? These are some of the packs. The Hot Wheels Flames we got coming up. Now, some of these may run individually. Some of them may run with against other cars. If I find similar cars, we will be doing that. Kind of like I did. So I did the Porsche 911 runs where we had 4 of those run together. Obviously, the Volkswagen that we just had 6 of that we ran just recently as well. And I'm going to look through some of these other other vehicles until we can also match up. Then we have some, have the Speed Racer with Captain Terror and Racer X. So I got Mach 5, the Racer, and then the Racer X's car. I've got some other special edition cars like the Elite 64. I don't know if we've run an Elite 64 model yet, but we will. And then, yeah, I'm looking over here at the queue. Here, I'll show you the queue here. See, this is the queue we still have to get through. And then we've got, I'll do a quick sort of around the bin here so you can see sort of what is in store. Okay, so there you go. That's there we go. That's the round robin. That's the round robin of it all. Okay. So again, just wanted to check in to say, hope that you're enjoying the videos. I appreciate the folks who are subscribing and who are taking a look at them. When we get back from the trip, I will be installing the new, this will be the second, so the short-term drag strip. We use a Play Robotics starter gate as well, but it's actually made specifically for the 6-lane. I think it's the super highway when I recently looked at the box. Hot Wheels setup with, I added some track sections to make it a little bit more of an extended track. And then the other one will be for the 2-lane track. So again, to wrap up, we hit 66 subscribers. Last I looked, we were at 56. When we hit 66, I'm going to do a giveaway. This will be new in box, the Hot Wheels Silver Series set with these cars that will come in with the box. And then, take a look. Some of these other videos, like I said, I've got a couple of Easter eggs out there. I'm going to continue to do them as we move forward. We got more giveaways planned as if this channel continues to kind of generate interest and subscribers. I've got some, special edition cars, some elite level cars that I'm planning to do giveaways with down the road as well. So, but again, you got to have the subscribers, right? I want to make sure folks are having fun first. And I think that's, I'm looking around to see if that's it. Oh, I finally found, you want to check this out? Check this out. I finally found, that's right. I finally found the Speed Racer shirt. Oh, and then we had one other thing, a comment that was made by, I think, a new subscriber about overlaying the spreadsheet when I'm working on and doing the updates while I'm talking on the video. So I'm gonna figure out how to do that as well. I do include the results in the description section, like of the details section of the YouTube, of each YouTube post, so you can see what the results were, the cars that were raced, also kind of where they stood in either the top 10 or all across, depending on the video, within their cohort or across the board. So again, we are now doing plastic wheels as a category, rubber tires as a category, plastic tires, rubber tires. We're still just tracking weight. We're tracking hub to hub for rubber tires because that still seems to have a little bit of a difference. Doesn't really seem to have a difference on the plastic tires. And we're still tracking the center of gravity, okay, for all of them, just to kind of have something. And again, if anybody's interested in, I think I was doing like 14 or 15 measurements of each car in the beginning. So the first, however many cars, 30 or 40 cars, something like that. I was doing like the full-on measurements for each one and providing that information as well to see if there was going to be any kind of a difference made in these measurements. We found that not really, it was the tire material was the main issue, or not main issue, but the main distinguisher for the speed, right, for the results. And then of course we've got weight was a distant second. So that's why we're gonna still track that to keep that goes, because maybe the weight will impact in another track. So again, we've got short form drag strip for time. Then we have the 164 scale quarter-mile drag strip for speed. See how all the cars carry their speed by the time they get to that end gate, the speed trap. And we do the actual speed and then the scale speed. And then eventually we will have a kind of a distance track. I'll call it a distance track, but it's more of a performance track, because we're going to have cars that will be like a down ramp into an up ramp. We're going to have a left turn, like a slalom section, if you will, and then a right turn. We're just going to see how cars, either maintain, bleed off their energy, maybe carry their energy forward as they are moving through this track. And we're going to track distances for that. And then again, we're looking at performance overall. Each of these 3 tracks will have the ratings based on how each vehicle performs. And then we will keep the top 10 from the 2 categories. So top 10 for rubber tires, top 10 for plastic tires. So again, to confirm, we've now run the top 10 fastest cars based on the short form drag strip in the quarter mile, the 164 scale quarter mile drag strip. We ran the top 2. So the top 2 plastic, top 2 rubber tires were done in the first, like the inaugural video, if you will, just to kind of give them their little extra moment. And then I'll run the remaining 8, like I did with the plastic tires, but for the rubber tired cars, when we get back, to see how they perform. And the top 10 of each category will evolve, right? Because we're going to have more cars that are going to be going through these other track systems, the other tracks, and then we'll have the other track added. So depending on how cars perform, right, will determine where they will be in those rankings. Okay. I think that's about it. Again, hopefully you're subscribed. If not, I hope you do, so we can move closer to doing the giveaway. The Batmobile Silver Series kit here, box set, brand new. And again, keep a lookout for some of these Easter eggs that I have out there, and there are going to be more. And then I'm also going to have more giveaways as well down the road. So I think that's about it for now. Hope everyone has a great week wherever you are. And we'll be back at it when we get back, and look forward to producing some more very interesting testing content of the 164 diecast happiness for my fellow diecaster blasters. And that's about it. All right, so I'm rolling. I'm gonna be like a car and rolling out of here. You guys have a good one, and we'll see you back here in a few days. All right, cheers.